My name's Sarah. I'm a first-year student at the Going Home and Midway's Collective's apprenticeship program. This is Scott Peters, my husband. He's going to show us how he makes roasted butternut squash soup.
4 pounds, which is about 2 medium-size butternut squashes usually. I couldn't find them in the grocery stores, but I was able to find them already cut up and cubed. So be the same thing, just roast it. Set the oven for 425. What you're gonna do is just, usually I'll cut it in half, take out the seeds, and then I'll put the butter on the top. I melted some butter here, about a tablespoon. And then I'll put that on my tray. And with this, you're gonna be going for about 15 minutes to an hour in the oven. It's just like how you would roast any kind of butternut or any kind of squash you're doing for any supper or meal. That, and then you can season this too with some salt and pepper. And again, you don't want to use too much, but however much you like the pepper and salt on this part. This is, unlike the banana bread video, if you saw that, this is the main ingredient. And look, I'm already starting to prepare it. I'm not going to forget like the bananas. Almost made the banana bread without the bananas. So that's ready. And now just to prepare these parts. And this part, what I'm going to do is after you dice these up, put it in a saucepan, saute it in there for about 10 minutes. I got supposed to be about a tablespoon. It's a little bit more than a tablespoon of butter.
So if you use the whole butternut, would it take longer, you think, than the cube that you have now?
It might go a little bit faster with the cube because it's already all prepared. The other part of handling the butternut squash when it's all done roasting is you gotta let it cool down before you can really handle it and scoop it out, all the good stuff. What I like about that though is it's all loose, it's just, I don't know, it's fresher. I've never used the cubes, I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Like I said, I'll keep an eye on it throughout the time. Like I got 45 minutes, so I'll just keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll get done sooner because it's already smaller, so we'll see.
So what's in your spices? The sage?
Oh, yeah, here, like I said, I use ground sage, just about a teaspoon. Teaspoon of pepper, maybe a little bit more, I like peppery soup. And a teaspoon of salt. And it's at this point where you put it in when you're sauteing your onions and apples together. Fried bread and this butternut squash soup goes good together. I did check it if you want to look real quick. So because they are cubes, it did cook a little bit faster. Like I said, it usually takes about half an hour or an hour. And I would say that's a little bit more than ready after only half an hour, 40 minutes. So I'll be taking that out, setting it aside. Everything right in there. The recipe calls for 2.5 cups. Chicken broth and water. And when this is complete, it's not going to be lumpy. I know it looks lumpy now because of all the bits and pieces together, but we're gonna blend that all in a bit. Turn that heat back on.
And you said heavy cream?
That is after I blend everything together. Yep. So it says to bring to a boil on medium heat at this point. And then after that, you want to lower the heat and just simmer it for a bit. And this is just going to blend everything together. We're at the end. It was boiling a bit after about 15 minutes more on the stove. At this point, adding 1/3 cup heavy cream. That's just going to thicken it up a little bit more. I don't mind a little extra. We'll just start with a light blending for here for now. And with the soup, back to the soup, what you want to do is, you see how it was all, you can see the lumps of the butternut squash, the onions, the apples before. This is how you want it, just puree it right up. And that's it. Looks like she's done there, that soup.